Hey guys, Apple Geek here. This is just a little forward to the video you're about to see. Yeah, you probably will want to have your fingers on your volume buttons or mute buttons at a certain point in the video because there is some screaming that pretty much overpowers this mic here. You'll certainly understand why when you get there, but just a forewarning on that. And also, it has taken me a long time to upload this because this is my first ever reaction video, and with as crazy as it went, I wasn't sure I really wanted to put myself out there and embarrass myself like that, but I guess I just really wanted to share this experience with you guys, with the community, so I decided to go ahead and finally get it uploaded here. So, hope you guys enjoy, and let me know what you think. Hello YouTube and Internet. This is Apple Geek here. I'm a My Little Pony fan, quite obviously. This is my first time ever doing a reaction video on anything, or really recording myself and putting recordings of myself on YouTube or anything on the Internet ever. So yeah, it's a little new for me, so be nice. Been loving this series, loving seeing the fandom that's out there. I've been in it for only a few months now, actually. I know some of you guys out there obviously been in it from the very beginning. Yeah, I've been getting up to speed fairly quickly. I'm sure I haven't seen anywhere, remotely everything there is to see in the fandom as you guys, but still love the show, love the lessons, the character growth. Just everything about it is great. And like I said, loving the community, what little bit I've been into it so far. So, yeah, I've been hearing some big things about this episode. This has been a fantastic season so far. In this episode, I've been hearing some strong rumblings about super big things happening. I do know the title. It is, so we're on season 5, episode 18, Crusaders of the Lost Mark. So, pretty obviously another CMC episode. Of course, the thing in the back of our minds always, especially when we hear big things, is are they finally getting their cutie marks? But they've had a lot of cool episodes that have had some pretty sweet things going on. I think I'm pretty sure the last one was the Troubleshoes episode. That was a really great story in what they did there. And I think it really did show some good growth for them. They're able to kind of back away from being so hung up on just getting their own cutie marks, and were intent on helping this guy figure out what his cutie mark was really all about and what his purpose was in life, because he was confused. He didn't understand how it could benefit him. So they're really going in a good direction with that, especially after they've been hung up so long on just their own thing, trying to find their own cutie marks, trying too hard. So I like where that's going. Is this going to be all those things coming together and they finally get them, or is there something else big happening? Really hard to say at this point. I do get the Indiana Jones reference in the title, so I'm sure some people are thinking Daring Do, but Daring Do doesn't have anything to do with the CMC, so that would be a bit of a stretch of a crossover. I don't think it's that. Hasbro's really creative with these titles, and sometimes you can't think too deep on them. I'm sure it'll be revealed, at some point, what that actually means, the Lost Mark means. So, is it their own? Is it somebody else's? Who knows? But yeah, I think I'll just get this going here. So, I have to take off my head, unfortunately. Put my headphones on. But yeah, so let's give this a watch. In 3, 2, 1, start.
Okay, Crusaders, back to the business of earning our cutie marks. Any
Here we go.
No, we've tried everything. We've run out of ideas. Are you kidding me, Crusaders?
Wait.
We can do better than that.
Song?
We've been searching for our cutie marks for a while now, trying to find out how we fit in.
Song in the intro.
So many
Big episode.
ways we've tried before, but we keep on trying more, 'cause the cutie mark Crusaders don't give in.
Love their voices,
We'll make our mark.
especially Apple Bloom's.
One way or another, we'll make our mark.
Wow, this could be it, guys. I don't know. This is big.
Crusaders!
Babs!
Help!
Ah.
What's wrong, Pipsqueak? I'm running for student pony
Hi,
president.
Pipsqueak.
I was hoping you three would be my campaign managers.
I thought it was
We never
Babs.
tried getting our
Sorry.
Tony Marks and campaign managing.
Oh.
What do you say, Crusaders? Yeah!
That's never gonna happen. Oh! Yes! Sweetie Belle for the win! Love seeing her use her magic. They're really growing, guys. So campaign manager. Yeah, I don't know. Wonder who's all running. Got a bad feeling about this, actually. We'll see. Okay. Give him a platform.
So, Pip, how would you help the school if you were elected student pony president?
Our playground equipment took quite a beating during Twilight's battle with Tirac. If I'm voted in as
Continuity!
president, I'll go to the school board and
Yeah,
run this
why haven't the main six cleaned this up yet? Seriously. It's been a long time ago.
I think that's a ridiculous waste of money. It's just like when
Yep,
Twilight's
here we go.
were destroyed. She just wanted to repair it like a plain old schoolhouse window. But you all know voting for me
Is
was
that
the
button
best
mash?
choice because
Button
I
mash.
convinced the school board to give that window visual appeal. Course, it doesn't hurt that her mother, spoiled rich, is president of the school board.
Diamond Tiara, you're not a princess. What's with that window?
Diamond Tiara is voted student
Hey, Silver
pony
Spoon.
president, the school will be putting a statue of her in the center of our schoolyard. Silver Spoon? That was my big announcement for when I won.
Ooh.
I was only trying to help. I don't need that kind of help. Haven't
Ooh,
we all had enough
dissension in the
of
ranks?
Tiara? Do we really need a big statue of her? Especially where
Yeah,
playground
really.
equipment should be?
A vote
Hey,
for Pip is a
yeah.
vote for the playground.
A
Scoodle
vote
still
for
can't fly.
Diamond Tiara is a vote for more Diamond Tiara. It's time to
Pip wins, right there.
This is our chance. Don't
Wait.
be afraid to do what's right.
Okay, more songs.
We've got an opportunity to have fun again. A vote for Pip and you can join the fight. It's time for a new leader. It's time to make a change.
Wow.
Here to fight for what we believe. Vote for Pip. It's finally time we beat her.
I love this CMC singing.
'Cause when we vote together, there's nothing that we
Technical.
can't achieve.
She's not happy.
Don't believe what I am hearing. I'm the only one you should be cheering. Pip squeak, try pip
Wait,
squeak,
wait.
don't you think?
Just Donovan.
But a diamond
She's singing.
perfection, it's a natural selection. So
Diamond
the
Tiara's
vote matters
singing.
For me, not the weakest link. We'll let the voting decide.
Okay.
Every pony has their little secrets. I know you do. A vote for me will help you keep them safe. Like your creepy super strength. Or your main extension,
Oh,
a little
hi,
thing
Dinky.
I won't mention. Or those freakish large teeth in your face. Come on now, pony.
Whoa.
Don't listen to her. You
Braces,
gotta
maybe?
vote for change. It's time for a new leader. And all the tyranny. Vote now and we can beat her. It's now another day. And we believe in what's right. Vote for Pip. Vote for Pip. Our victory is in sight. Stop. Every pony who hasn't voted, listen up. Pip makes promises he can't keep, but I can do more.
She ain't giving up.
Where
did that come from?
Happen that none of you here can afford to do like ever.
Yeah, it's technically true.
Wouldn't you like a little something sweet? Here's a parasol to hide you from the heat. Who says that I
First
can't
blackmail, now bribery.
But first there's
Classic
one thing,
politicians.
An itsy bitsy little string, and voting for me is the price. I've a tiny suggestion.
Whoa! Now Silver Spoon singing.
You could probably win this election if you show them all you really. I don't recall asking you to speak.
Oh!
Well, if that's how you treat your best
Shots
friend,
fired!
I'm
Shots
Team
fired!
Pipsqueak.
Stand strong and don't be afraid.
Yeah, Pip's gonna win this, no doubt.
Yourself from the past. Let honor win against the tyranny and make a change that will last. It's time for a new leader. It's time to make a
These are good songs, man. Something big's going down. Well, I'm wondering now, is this gonna be a Diamond Tiara blow-up thing? Okay, nice little Lion King reference there.
The votes
Way to go,
have
Pip.
been counted. The student pony president is Pipsqueak.
No kidding.
Oh my gosh, Crusaders! Pip won! I couldn't have won without the hard work of my campaign managers, the Cutie Mark Crusaders. Campaign manager Cutie Marks!
He died.
Guess you're not as good as you thought.
Would they really even want those? I mean, really?
I demand a recount.
Hope not.
Trust me, Diamond Tiara. Pip won.
I'll be the judge of that, Miss Cheerily. What?
Oh,
One
no.
vote. Silver Spoon, you didn't vote for me? No,
Oh.
I didn't. But you're my best friend. Am I? Because I tried to help by mentioning your surprise statue, and suddenly I wasn't even allowed to speak. You could have actually won this election if you just listened to me. You want to know how? Sorry, I'm not allowed to speak.
Oh! Oh!
I don't have to follow her drama anymore.
Oh!
I know Diamond Tiara's been pretty
This really
We
happened!
should probably
They finally blew up!
Just because she's never cared about any pony else's feelings doesn't mean we shouldn't care about hers.
Oh, Apple Bloom, you're awesome.
Diamond Tiara! Why are you making that face? That
Wait,
is
is that-
not the face of a
Is that her mother?
Because I didn't
That
mean-
face.
What? You mean I have to all these party supplies to celebrate?
Sorry, Mother.
We had the statue
You
made.
lost to that transplant from Trottingham. But imagine if you lost to one of those blank
Hey!
flakes. As
Hey!
a rich pony, you must always think of your social
Oh.
standing.
Oh,
That starts here in
Okay.
Ponyville and reaches all over Equestria. Don't ever forget that Diamond Tiara. Ever!
oh, another song? Oh boy.
If I'm a diamond, then why do I feel so rough? I'm as strong as a stone, even that's not enough. There's something jagged in
It's all making sense now, guys. It's all coming together.
Diamonds were hard, though I feel I could break. Would you believe that I've always wished I could be some pony else? Yet I can't see what I need to do to be the pony I wanna be.
Oh man. Now I'm feeling bad for her. It's all making sense. Her mom's been the one pushing her to
I've
be
been told
mean
my
and
whole
stuff.
life what to do, what to say. No pony showed me that there might be some better way. And now I feel like I'm lost. I don't know what to do. The ground is sinking away. I'm about to
Wow.
fall through. Would you believe?
Just lost her best friend. Just got chewed out by her mom. She is. Wow.
Is it weird that I feel bad for her? If it is, then I'm weird too.
Yep,
She
so
wants
am
to
I.
change, but she doesn't know how. Seems like she could use a friend or two to help her figure it out.
Hated her guts as much as everybody else, but now I feel bad for her.
Hey, Diamond Tiara!
Yeah, this must be a Diamond Tiara
What
episode.
do you three want? To gloat, rub in my defeat? Actually, we wanted to invite you to our clubhouse to hang out. Really?
Really?
For real? Well, thanks to you all, I don't have any important class president business to attend to or anything. So I might as well.
That sounds like a yes.
Okay, not sure what's more surprising, the
Do
fact
you
that
three just
they
sit
asked
around
the fact she
plotting out
accepted.
different ways to try and get your cutie marks? Actually, yeah.
Way to own it.
You three are really lucky. We are? Yeah. You get to explore all these options, learning who you really are before you're stuck with something you don't
Right back to
understand.
season 1.
But you've done that, right?
Of course.
Because I have my cutie mark, and I'm not struggling at all to figure out who I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing with this mark that's already on my blank. Are you
faces.
sure about that? That's a weird
What?
question.
Really, since we kind of overheard you
You
yesterday.
look like a mother for a second.
Were you trying to get your cutie mark and spying? Is that on your little chart?
No, we were just worried about you when you lost the election, and then you lost your friend, and then your mom yelled at you.
We know you want to change, and we think
Oh, she's just about to cry.
Crusaders! I
Uh-oh.
was at the school board meeting and they didn't approve my request for the new playground equipment. Why not?
Of course.
There's no money in the
Two
budget.
guesses.
So I checked my piggy bank to see if I had enough bits.
Oh.
But my little peggy wasn't nearly full enough.
Oh,
Don't worry, Pip.
oh poor
Meet me
Pip.
back at school and help
Such
me
a
find
big heart for
solution.
such a little guy.
Thanks, Cutie Mark Crusaders. Oh, I already have a solution.
Oh no.
Our new student pony president is going to be kicked out of office and I'll be reinstated.
Oh, we're that close. That close.
After her. Wait,
Uh-oh.
I'm coming too. Cutie Mark Crusaders, get out
Whoa!
of my way.
Chase song! First person even!
Ponies need to
Dang!
know the truth and they'll hear it from me.
No! Hey, goes!
Stop! Diamond Tiara, this is not the way. You know you're better than this hostility.
She goes being mean again.
Don't even know me at all. Don't understand the meaning.
There's Rose.
of my ball. What my family would be.
Oh, having like a gala or something in Ponyville?
Anything.
Face is gonna give me nightmares, I think.
You never break, no matter what be the
Oh,
cost of
hey,
the
Bon Bon.
fight. I take whatever I have to do to win in the end. Stop! This is not the answer.
Wow.
Wait! And it's
They're
plain
fast.
missing. Listen! You can redeem yourself, but by helping others, not by being mean. We know you want friends who admire you. You
Backwards running cutie marks? Hope not.
but there's a better way. There's a better way.
Oh.
There's so much more still left to learn about yourself.
I think this is gonna be one of my new favorite songs.
Shines in you. We know you can be some pony else. You can stop right now and try another start.
That's not cliche at all.
Yourself from the dark and see the light.
Come on, but...
The light of your cutie mark.
Yep, I knew it.
Every pony, I have an
We're
announcement.
so close.
Diamond Tiara, think hard about the choice you're making right now. You can be a better pony.
Diamond Tiara! I just happened to be here
Isn't
for
she
the
just
school
in
board
town?
meeting, and this is what I see when we adjourn. My daughter associating with confused, insignificant lowlifes. Socializing with their kind is not how you move up in Equestria. Come, Diamond
She's not
Tiara.
even trying to be hide how mean she
No,
is.
Mother.
Excuse me?
Whoa!
You've spent your life acting like a high horse and raised me to follow in your hoof prints. At first, I thought this was fine, but then I finally realized I wanted something you don't have.
Friends?
Friends.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
That's enough, Diamond Tiara. Step away from those blank flanks.
These are the Cutie Mark Crusaders, and they are my friends. You need to stop calling
Words
them
I
cruel
never
and hurtful
thought I'd
names.
hear.
They are working harder to get their
Wow.
than any pony I've ever seen. And they will get them exactly when they discover their true talent, which I guarantee will be amazing. Now, will you
Foreshadowing?
please deliver this to Father?
Yes, of course, dear.
Okay,
I
what
have
was
to
that?
thank you, Crusaders. Obviously, I've known since I got my cutie mark that my talent is getting other ponies to do what I want. I just asked my father if he could donate the money
That
for the
strut.
new playground equipment.
Nice. Nice.
You were worried
Oh,
for a
snip
second
snails.
there, weren't you? Well, I think it's all gonna work out just fine, Mr. President. We'll
Yes.
build a playground for all of us to enjoy. So full of games, there's
More
enough
singing.
for each girl and boy. I wanna help and do everything.
You know, I think she was probably going to get her dad to buy the equipment anyway, but now she's doing it for the right reasons.
Bring it in. That's right. Keep it coming. Hey there, you with the amazing strength. Can you help them move that merry-go-round across the lawn? Thank you so much. And you,
All right.
Super Teeth, we need you to help with that teeter-totter.
Super
You
teeth.
got it. That's the
Wow,
spirit.
and super neck muscles too, apparently.
There's so much I can do to help every pony out.
Twilight!
Live a life that's
Yeah, about time you're here to clean up your mess.
You know I can be my better self. I can free the past.
I gotta find the songs from this episode.
Right for me.
So good.
My cutie mark has set me
Oh.
free. To do what's right.
Oh,
Be the pony I wanna be.
mending broken fences. Figuratively and literally. Wow.
And be the pony I wanna be.
Awesome.
I
Nice
think
playground.
Crusaders, we spend an awful lot of time
Well,
fussing and
here's the
freaking
moral.
trying to discover our true talent, but when we take a little time off, we end up helping other ponies figure out their true talent. Yeah, and I think that's way more important than worrying about our cutie marks. Don't you?
They're
Absolutely.
finally getting it,
I
guys.
don't care if I ever
Wait,
get my cutie mark.
we aren't gonna
as
see
long as
this,
I get
are
to
we?
Hang out with my best friends. So what do you say,
No,
Crusaders?
no.
Want to just focus on helping others find their cutie
Next
marks?
episode, guys.
Yeah!
Wait, what? Oh, please tell me this is real!
What happened? What's going on? It's your cutie marks. They're amazing. We were searching for cutie marks for a while there. Trying to find how we fit in. So many ways we've tried before, but we kept on trying more. 'Cause the cutie mark Crusaders don't give in.
Did this really just happen?
What it took all along,
Oh my word!
and our journey here is never really done. For it is more than just a mark, it's a place for us to start. An adventure that has only just begun. We'll make our mark, show the world what we can do. Make our mark, helping Phillies to break through to the ultimate reward of a cutie mark. All right, every pony, get ready for the
Oh my word!
Oh, Sugar Cube. If Mom and Dad were here, they'd be so proud of you.
Thanks, Applejack.
Now go on and party with your pals.
I'm so proud of you, little buddy. You taught me a thing or two. You've inspired every pony around you, and you've inspired me too. You've made your mark. Done Equestria so proud. You've made your mark, and we're here to sing it loud for the ultimate reward of a cutie mark.
double
We are
cheese.
best friends, about to start it again. An adventure that never will end. We'll make our mark. Helping curious most in need will make our mark. So each one of them succeeds. 'Cause the ultimate reward is a cutie mark.
Photo finish.
My little pony. My little pony. My little pony friend.
Oh.
HX.
Oh. Wow. I did not see that coming. Okay, I'm so happy. I'll be back in a bit, guys. I gotta have time to process this, and I'm probably gonna have a lot to say about this. Be back in a little bit here. Hey guys, back. It is much later. I have rewatched the episode a few times because it was just too big to fully comprehend without going through it and trying to come down off the emotional buzz here and think this through. I couldn't even form coherent words about it. Amy Keating Rogers, I love you. Wow. Daniel Ingram, you've outdone yourself phenomenally. I mean, there's not a horrible note in any song in this entire episode. Hasbro, thank you so much for doing this for us, for doing it this awesomely. Been waiting a long time for this, and it was worth the wait. It could not have been done any better. Like I was telling you guys earlier, I've only been into the show for a few months, so honestly, I'm kind of spoiled in the fact that I've only been waiting for this a few months, not like some of you have been waiting since day one for several years on this. So kudos to you for waiting this long. But as you can see, even though it was only a few months, I've gotten so wrapped up in these characters. This really hit me like a ton of bricks. I lost it. So I apologize for all the screaming and antics and everything. It just, wow. Okay, let me just start off by talking about the episode title. There was no title drop, but it makes sense now. Crusaders of the Lost Mark. I guess you could go a couple different ways on that. I personally feel like it specifically is pertaining to Diamond Tiara. She had her mark, but she was lost. She didn't know what her actual purpose was, even though she knew what her special ability was, but she didn't really know how to use that in her life. Where she was really destined to go in life. She just knew that she was good at getting people to do things that she wanted them to do through one means or another. So I think that's where that went. The other way it could have gone is that they find the Q-Mark Crusaders finally found their marks, but they weren't really lost. They just hadn't gotten them yet. So I'm going with that was the title was for Diamond Tiara. That's my story. But yeah, that aside. Just going through it, we started out, I thought, yeah, this could be it. They talk about the cutie marks, as they always do, obviously, so that didn't really mean anything. But then we got the song right away. Talk about the ultimate reward of their cutie mark. I mean, that I really thought we were going somewhere there. But then it very quickly became all about Diamond and Tiara, and with Pipsqueak and stuff. Just sorry for bursting out about Babs. For some reason, the accent when he burst in and talked, I thought it sounded like Babs. Hopefully, I'm not alone in that because I don't feel really weird. But anyway, I'd really love to see Babs again. Great character. They don't use her enough. Love to see her again. But Pipsqueak's great too. I haven't seen much of him, so that was great. But yeah, so they're trying to help Pipsqueak be, win the presidency, and of course, I had a suspicion, yes, as who else would it be but Diamond Tiara, as mean as ever. And I mean, they just took the narcissism to a whole new level in this episode, though. I mean, that stained glass window that looked like the windows in the Camelot Castle, and then that statue, which they already had made, assuming she would just automatically win the election. I mean, wow, it's just, how full of yourself can you get? I mean, just the fact that you'd have a statue of yourself in the middle of the yard, like, enough of that. They really went all out to show just how self-centered and mean that Diamond Tiara had become. But then things kind of came to a head. She ended up blowing up at Silver Spoon, which I know a lot of us have been waiting for. And it actually happened, and it happened in an epic way. I mean, slamming her mouth shut and like, sorry, I'm not allowed to speak. That was, wow. That could not have been any more perfect of a way to blow that up. But then right away, so all of a sudden we got Diamond Tiara losing the election, losing her best friend, who didn't even vote for her because she was so ticked off, and then she goes home and gets chewed out by her mom, who was just this horrible, mean, nasty person. And all of a sudden it all clicks, it all makes sense. Diamond Tiara is really a good-hearted pony, but she's just had her mom drilling this rich, snobbish attitude into her for all these years, and thinking that was the right thing to do, the right way to act and stuff, and rule people through fear and intimidation, even though she knew deep down it was wrong. And now it's like she just lost everything of importance to her. The election was important. That's how, when she's in control and in charge, that's how she feels important. And then she lost a friend, and her mom's mad at her. I mean, she had not a single friend in the world at that point. I mean, how low can you possibly go at that point? I felt so bad for her once I saw what was going on. But then Apple Bloom, I mean, wow, hats off. You did what I probably would not have been able to do in that situation. I would have felt bad for her, but I would not probably have been, authentically like, hey, let's go. And she looks like she needs a friend right now. We better make sure she's okay. And it wasn't like, I guess we better, or else I'm gonna feel guilty about it. It was honest, authentic. I really want to make sure she's okay. That is a true friend right there. I don't think I can live up to that level of friendship. I mean, to my somebody who was my worst enemy and turn around and befriend them like that would be exceptionally hard. And I mean, kudos to all. I mean, well, Apple Blue started, but all three were on board with it. So way to go, Kmart Crusaders. So yeah, it had the awesome story song for her. We understand where she's coming from finally. Then they get invited to the clubhouse. Like I did not see that coming. Like they've always been like, this is our clubhouse. This is Crusader only stuff. As you invite your worst enemy into your clubhouse. I mean, there is all kinds of, even as low as she was, there was all kinds of ample opportunity for Diamond Tiara to just go even meaner, going even deeper into her meanie shell, and just start ridiculing them and ripping into them and stuff. And instead, she turned around and was like, hey, you guys are actually really lucky and stuff. And yeah, it's going all the way back to season 1. I mean, who was that? Was that Twilight? That was talking to him about, or is that School? I can't remember who it is. I think it's Twilight. But they were talking about how it's untapped potential. They still get to to go through life and explore and figure out what they're good at, you know, without being tied to something that they don't understand. I mean, as the story's been going, which is basically what happened to Diamond Tiara. She got it, you know, and she understood the ability, but she didn't understand yet where she was going in life. I mean, there's a big difference between knowing things that you're good at, that you're talented at, and knowing what to do with those talents and where to go in life. I mean, those are two completely different things. One does not automatically make the other become obvious. So, I mean, I totally understand where, you know, where they come from on that. We saw that with the Troubleshoots episode too, where, you know, he had gotten his cutie mark, and he didn't, you know, I mean, he knew deep down he was always in love with the rodeo, but he, you know, the cutie mark didn't make sense, and his accident proneness just, you know, he thought he was doomed and stuff. It turns out he just didn't understand what his ability really could offer him, and you know, it took the CMC to help him figure that out and convince everybody else too. So, so yeah, I mean, it really makes sense for the CMC to, you know, be able to, you know, they were moving that direction to help Diamond Tiara, you know, figure out that, hey, there's a better way. You know, of course, they're trying also that chase song was epic. I don't think they've ever done first person perspective in these videos before. So, I mean, Hasbro's really going all out on the animation. All the faces of Diamond Tiara, the mom face of Diamond Tiara, yeah, that's not going to be memed at all. Or all the faces together, and but not just Diamond Tiara, other ones too. The lighting, you know, there was that sunset scene, the animation, just they really are going all out these days. All the background ponies, the cameos with stuff. You know, Fancy Pants, Fleur, Lyra, Bonbon, of course, Sable's Dr. Hooves. We haven't been seeing him in a while. You got Dr. Hooves in there. You know, Button Mash, Dinky, Derpy. Who else am I forgetting? The Cakes. There's a lot of cameos in this. Well, for this big of an episode, I mean, they're throwing everything in there, obviously. So that's really cool. But yeah, so they're Jason trying to, you know, get her to see the light of her cutie mark, as the song goes. Great song. And of course she runs right past him. Is like, no, I can't. You know, I can't break out of this mold yet. I've got my plan. I'm sticking to it. I'm gonna, you know, try and take back control of the student presidency with my, you know, big money bags here from Daddy, and, you know, get the playground equipment and take control again. But then, you know, her mom bursts out of the school and just starts, you know, just ripping her again, and the CMC in front of everybody. It's like, Geraldine, what are you doing as a teacher? You're like just ignoring this, you know. Well, I suppose as president of the school board, you don't want to say too much, you don't lose your job or something. But you know, it's so sad. Her mom doesn't even try to hide how mean and nasty she is. She's just like, I'm right, and this is the way I am, and everybody else has to deal with it. And it's like, yeah, I think everybody's rage just got redirected completely from off Diamond Tiara and onto Diamond Tiara's mother. So she's like most hated pony in Ponyville right now. Actually, I'd like to see more episodes of that, more from, you know, background with her and her mother and stuff. And you know, I wouldn't mind seeing a mother redemption episode at some point, honestly. I mean, you know, but yeah, it ultimately come down to Diamond Tiara finally realized you know, that she desperately wanted friends. Had never really had friends. I mean, Silver Spoon stuck by her side, but I don't think it was a real strong friend. It was much more of a fair weather friends type thing, I think, which is obvious by the fact that Silver Spoon just finally had enough and left with all the drama. So I said, "We want friends," and then, you know, the CMC are my friends. I'm just like, wait, whoa, did you really just say that? I mean, I don't think anybody expected those words ever. And then in the same instant, you know, stood up to her mom. Wow. You know, I've had great parents. I know there's people out there, a lot of people in this world that have abusive parents, you know, like that. And I can't even imagine having to grow up like that, or even having to face and stand up to your parents like that, to stand up for what you know is right. Major kudos to Diamond Tiara's character for that. That was phenomenal. So yeah. Oh, and I want to say this too. You know, she was talking about, I always knew my special ability was getting other ponies to do what I wanted to do. I had that, you know, little strut there, like she's, you know, got her confidence back. That was cute. But you know, I was thinking about it, and I really think that it's. I don't think it's such a shallow talent as you might think. I see Diamond Tiara as being a great leader, like a community leader. I see her the next mayor of Ponyville. I seriously do. She's right. She is very good at getting people to do what she wants to do. But the problem was she was doing it through fear and intimidation and bribery and blackmail and things like that. And everybody hated her for it. And I mean, it's eventually going to come back to bite her. So now that she's got this attitude shift, she understands that friendship is the best way, and that she needs to be nice to people. So now, and she didn't try to take the presidency back. She did got her dad to do the stuff anyway, but at the same time supported Pip as president. And as a great leader is a dictator rules through fear and intimidation. A leader inspires people around to follow him. So that's where I see Diamond Tiara going. I see her becoming a great leader of of Ponyville or something else. I mean, who knows where that can go now? But I would love to see more character growth for Diamond Tiara. And Silver Spoon. I want to know more about Silver Spoon too. We've never really got any backstory from her either. And both of them singing. They both had great singing voices. I don't know. I'd have to check and see if they're the same voice actors as the speaking voices. But regardless, I want more songs with these secondary characters. I mean, and just the young characters in general, the young fillies around Ponyville. There's a lot of them are starting to become much more integrated into the storyline. So I'd love to see more episodes centered around the other school kids and stuff and develop those characters. So we'll see what the future has in store for that. Oh man, and that brings us to the event. It happened. Cutie marks. I understand I'm saying this retrospectively, so now that I know what happened, I can say anything I want at this point. But I swear to you that this was my thoughts before this ever happened. I knew it wasn't going to be something silly, mundane. Scootaloo's not going to get a scooter. She's already good at that. She doesn't have the cutie mark. They've got such a solid bond of friendship. These three. And they were always trying to get the same cutie marks. I honestly think that was some subtle foreshadowing there. Because I mean, every cutie mark should be unique. But the fact that there's duality in their cutie marks, they've all got the same crest. I mean, they've been trying along. They want the same cutie mark, and they got their wish. I mean, they got the crest with I believe it's their hair colors that symbolizes their team. The three of them together, bonded together in the shield or whatever. I'm gonna call it a crest. It symbolizes their permanent bond of friendship. I mean, these friends are never going anywhere. They may have rough days like any friends do, but they are always going to come back together. They're going to be together forever. We know that now for sure. But yet they still got their own individual marks on there that speak to their individual traits and personalities. The Apple Bloom's got the apple with the heart, bursting through it. I mean, that's Apple Bloom in a nutshell. She's got such a huge heart. Obviously, with the way she's helping Troubleshoes, helping Diamond Tiara, she wears her heart right out on her sleeve. I mean, she's got just all this kindness inside of her. Such a great person, Pony. So that makes total sense. And obviously, they had to be some kind of an apple because Apple family. Sweetie Belle, the star with the musical note. Yeah, we know she's got musical talent. Be curious to see where that goes. With the big one, obviously, Scootaloo, wing with the lightning bolt in it. Oh boy, guys, I don't know where that's gonna go, but that is definitely foreshadowing. I about guarantee we're gonna have an episode somewhere down the road where they're gonna deal with Scootaloo and flying. And I bet you anything is that we know she's powerful, so you can pull the scooter and whatever, but her wings just are not developed right yet for actual down thrust for flying. But she is strong. We know that. When she finally becomes able to fly, she is gonna probably give Rainbow Dash a run for her money. She's gonna be awesome. So I fully expect that to be coming in the future, an episode for a character growth episode post Cutie Mark. So yeah, and this is great too because we will continue getting CMC growth. They're not going to fall apart. They're stronger than they've ever been. That is quite obvious the way that they did this. I love the way that they put this together. And just looking at that song that they were singing, it says, "Now we know what it took all along, and our journey here is never really done. For it is more than just a mark. It's a place for us to start, an adventure that has only just begun." Those are some powerful lyrics right there. Just they now understand. They understand why it took so long. They understand what their purpose is now, why they are together as a team, and what this means for going forward. They still have unique personality traits. They have unique talents. They each bring something to the team to make the team stronger. But they are still a team. And this is not just the end. This is just the beginning. This is the end of the first chapter, the start of a brand new chapter in their lives, and it is getting big. I mean, they put up their cutie marks in the midst of the main 6 cutie marks. I mean that is incredibly symbolic to me. I feel like their characters have grown so much and matured so much. They've been elevated beyond just this ragtag little team of fillies running around, being silly and trying to do all kinds of crazy things to get their cutie marks. They have really grown and matured in what their outlook on life is, and helping others and such. And now they got their marks and they're off on a whole new adventure. I really feel like they've been elevated to much more closer like main characters in the show now. I mean, they're always more secondary characters, but I think at this point anything is possible. I mean, they definitely got to be going beyond Ponyville now. I mean, they're going to have to find people to help whatever, and there's going to be more than just in Ponyville. I think that the most mind-blowing thing I can think of right now is that we get some sort of like a two-parter, season opener or season finale or something where they are just as much main characters in the episode events as the main 6 are. That would be truly epic. Don't know if we'll get that or if we do win. Could be down the road a ways, but I think the potential is there. The sky's the limit now. They did not limit themselves on CMC. They have opened the doors wide open on the CMC now. Yeah, the time will tell. Really hope we get more of that in season 6. Probably not. Or into season 5. Probably have to wait till season 6, but we will get more, and I can't wait. And then yeah, just at the end there, as you probably saw, I just about totally lost it with the sisters. With Applejack talking about if Mom and Dad were here, they'd be so proud. That's where I about lost it because I love the Apple family. I love Applejack especially, and Apple Bloom is cuter than Dickens. They've never referenced Mom and Dad before. There's been tons of theories out there, and it's basically I think the consensus is it's they're never at the reunions or anything. They passed away at some point. I would love to see that backstory and learn more about that, but that's all we know at this point. But they have now actually referenced in canon that Mom and Dad, and that they're not there for the family. So that was really a heart-wrenching moment for me. I can't imagine being without my parents. Or at least not at being that young and not having my parents anymore. I just cannot imagine. And then of course Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo. That bond. I know it hasn't had much time to grow in the previous episodes, but it's there and it got highlighted again. And I'm so thankful for that for the both of them. I think it's great character development for Rainbow Dash to have an adoptive little sister like that, to be a role model for her, and for Scootaloo to have a role model to look up to, and somebody that cares about her like family. That is epic right there. And then yeah, Rarity and Sweetie Belle. There's a really cute scene there too. I love how Rarity's pointing out that Sweetie Belle's inspired everybody, and Rarity's inspired. She herself is inspired too. Hopefully they'll do something with that. I mean, when everybody gets inspired, we see some pretty cool clothes and generosity and other things. So it'll be interesting to see if they have some continuity with that down the line. But then, yeah, just sitting back to them, wrapping that up. You'll make your mark one way or another. Ultimate reward of your cutie mark. It has been well worth the wait, and I think the ultimate reward will be, it's going to be the journey. It's not the destination. It's the journey, to borrow the cliche. But it truly is. It's going to be an adventure. And I can't wait to see more. And I just want to say too, the friendship of the CMC is just unbelievably solid. I mean, when you look at the main six, they were brought together, through destiny with they all got their cutie marks from Rainbow's Sonic Rainboom, and the elements of harmony and everything brought them together. I mean, they grew as friends. You understand why when they lost elements of harmony in season 4, Applejack was worried that they were going to all drift apart because she felt like it was the elements that connected them. She didn't understand that bond of friendship had been growing that whole time, and that was the real thing that connected them. But with the CMC, they didn't have cutie marks. They didn't have. I guess you could say it was destiny that they be together, but they didn't get it early on. I mean, they had to find their own way and find their own destiny to be together, and they were together from the very beginning. I know they didn't actually have the episode until was it 12 or 13 or something of season 1. It was several episodes in before they actually had where the three of them ended up, getting together and forming the club. But there is actually a scene, if you go back and watch, near the end of episode 1 of season 1, right when Nightmare Moon was making her appearance. That there was a scene where the three of them were huddled together, cowering in fear while looking up at Nightmare Moon. I mean, it seems like a little bit of a plot hole, actually, since when they met later, it's like they didn't know each other. But still, they've been there together, visibly from the beginning. So they've grown that strong bond of friendship, and now that they've got their cutie marks and their purpose, which just highlights their friendship. That they've got such a solid bond of friendship. Like I said, I don't think anything will ever tear that apart. There will be dark days. There always are for any friends, but it'll never be gone. They'll never be permanently separated. So yeah, great things to look forward to. I know I've been talking a long time. Thanks if you're still watching. I apologize for all the rambling here. Did just want to make one mention quick, and I'm sorry for crossing over to Equestria Girls here, but I could not help but get a very strong Sunset Shimmer vibe thing from the whole Diamond Tiara story in there. Just with the election and her needing a friend to show her there's a better way to rule people other than not rule people, but there's a better way to exist other than ruling over people with fear and domination. Friendship is the way to go, and it's needing redemption from that. It obviously wasn't nearly as dramatic as the whole Sunset Shimmer thing, but there's just those vibes there. And I said I just love that kind of character growth for Diamond Tiara. She really needed that redemption, and she can really become a great character. Now, like I said, I see her becoming a great leader in the community at some point. And it's probably not going to be, just like all, happiness from here on. I think to do it right, there's going to need to be a little bit more growth for her to overcome her, how mean she's been to everybody and stuff. And she's still got to deal with her mom, obviously, so that's going to be a challenge. So it's going to be easy for her to get sucked back into the old ways she's used to. So I really hope they address that. But yeah, I fully expect at some point to see a PMV of My Past Is Not Today with Diamond Tiara footage. If nobody makes that, I might try at some point if I can find enough footage to do it, because I think it fits reasonably well with Diamond Tiara. She's really come a long way, so can't wait for that. But anyway, thanks again for watching here, for how long it's been. I said I was going to have a lot to say, and I did. Hopefully, you guys don't aren't totally bored with me by now. I think I plan on doing this. Yeah, I picked a heck of a time to start doing reaction videos, that's for sure. But going forward, I am going to be watching these new episodes. I couldn't do blind reactions of old stuff because I'd seen it numerous times already. I might go back and do like review stuff because there are some things that scenes I get in my head I like inserting as like references and whatever. Might do that someday, but for now, I'm just gonna see how these go, see if you guys like these reaction videos, and go from there. So look forward to next episode next week, and we'll catch you guys later.